Right, so another video. I started writing on this one, and I start off negatively, but I'm going to get positive. But I'll just quote myself from what I've started to write. Overcoming the childish political conflict in the UK. Now, interesting, I'm going to get onto the US in this because they count, because they could nuke the world, sort of thing. So it does count, doesn't it? If you don't have a pulse just because you're British, still the same thing. Anyway, the vast majority of people in the UK oppose the childish party political conflict. They just don't know what to do about it. This is because it's not in their individual power to be able to do anything about it. So say you said to someone now, well, if you don't want this, put an end to it. They just think, well, what can I do? You know what I mean? Even in an election, they can't just like vote it away, can they? Sort of thing, you know what I mean? So of course, if 100% of people wanted to get rid of it, then it would have to happen automatically. The problem would be solved. But it's a minority of idiots that give the problem legs and keep it going. They're gaslighting energy vampires with no idea about unity, patriotism, health. They just place their drop of poison in the water every day and walk away playing all the innocent. It reminds me of when Jose Mourinho, the football manager, walked up to the back of another manager in the other dugout. That other manager had the back to Mourinho, so and Mourinho just flicked his ear, turned around and walked away. That's how I see partisan political types, because they gaslight a lot. Just do it and walk away and like play all the innocent. Oh, I'm nice. You know what I mean? Really. Yeah, that's as far as I've got on that. So I'm just checking my notes, what I'm going to be writing. Yeah, there's some people say the answer to this, and this isn't as simple as it sounds, because you just start making the same mistakes. It's a new political party that is anti all the partisans. It sounds so simple, and I get the logic. Most people aren't staunch this or that, they just want to work together. So I do like their sentiment, and they back it up saying, oh, 60-something% of people want this. I do like that sentiment, whereas it's not like judgmental of whether they come from this party or that party, you can't be in them, you know what I mean? It's not like that. But it's not quite as simple as that, is it? Because they would like have this label, and they'd have the Tories and Labour against them, and then they would become the idiots, sort of thing, and they would like having to fight back, and it would attract partisans to them, in my view. So it's really careful here, an issue about hypocrisy that could come into it, that the new party could be hypocritical, on one hand saying, oh, we're not judgmental, we're together, and on the other hand they'd be bashing Tories and Labour as if like, no, that's not allowed, we've got over that. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like eventually partisans would join this party and would just be doing the same game, I think. I never understand people who want to do this and can't see what I'm saying here. You know what I mean? I find it quite an obvious thing to say, but to be honest, they don't seem to see it. It's like saying that Macron's party in France has done this. It's saying that they're not no part of the partisan game. You see what I mean? I've got an example there of what I'm saying. You know, like everyone is just saying, oh right, all the division's gone. Have you seen France protests? So we have to be very careful on that. Nevertheless, I don't want to bash it 100% because I've rejected this idea if it's just came in today as thinking that's it, that's perfect now, that's problem solved. But I want to say a bit more. In the UK isn't really ultimately the most important thing here. I mean, in the US, they could start a war and all the fear, and they could end my pulse basically because of a nuclear war. So I think that something about Robert F. Kennedy, he's hoping to become president. He's saying that he will end that warfare. No war with Russia, no war with China. He's ruling them out. So that would go, and that's important. And then he's got UFO disclosure. If saying like, if Biden doesn't do anything, if this stalls or anything, he's not going to play that game. So he's on our side, and he goes so far as to call the skeptics and debunkers for reality. He calls them conspiracy theorists, and he says that the United States government, and he's a Kennedy, remember, his uncle was JFK. Now, and he's saying that the US government created the word conspiracy theory as a strategy to defeat the UFO narrative. And I would just add here that I think that worked for a long time. And that comes from Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's nephew. He was alive in '63 in JFK's last year of life. He's pictured JFK's holding his hand, so he's holding a little infant or junior's hand. Now, I think that Robert F. Kennedy should probably know quite a bit about this issue, because JFK was supposedly into UFOs. Now, it'd be interesting, I mean, maybe he's already said it and I'm just unaware, but I'd like to hear him talk about JFK on this issue. And now, so end warfare if Robert F. Kennedy became president, and UFO disclosure. And now thinking like, well, yeah, but Paul, you're anti-state superstructure, so how can you say that? Here comes the exciting bit. If we get UFO disclosure, my theory is that the state suffer a huge collapse, because all that lying, all that denial, like Robert F. Kennedy says, that creating that conspiracy theory label in order to get at the UFO issue. Remember, Robert F. Kennedy's uncle was assassinated. He doesn't say that's what started the term conspiracy theory. He says it's UFOs. So you've got all that, and plus, according to David Rush, the whistleblower, you've got the murder of witnesses, and there's all the threats, and there's the fact that these were flying over nuclear bases. I mean, it's so endless. The amount of stuff was just, it would surely harm the state. So, in that context of UFO disclosure, the new UK party would have the task of overcoming divisiveness, and it would be a decent, I mean, with everything collapsing, it could start fresh, and could and like, it would have had America doing the heavy lifting. They would have dealt with war stuff if we had Robert F. Kennedy in any way, not with Biden. With Robert F. Kennedy, he would have dealt with that. He would have dealt with UFO disaster. That repercussions would have been created by America, and that would give this context Britain's position a chance to build from a position of total crash and collapse. The partisan petty shite would be just nothing. I mean, it's already seen through by most of us. It'd be seen through by everyone in that context. I mean, because it'd be non-human intelligence to think about. You see what I mean? So it would be a consequence of the outcome of the UFO revolution, and a consequence of the absolute collapse in trust of the state superstructure. I mean, it wouldn't be the new party that have done any of this. They have the easier part for me. I mean, sort of the easy part. On the other hand, they're starting from ground zero. But like I said, it'd be America doing heavy lifting. It'd be stuff outside their control. So they wouldn't be getting blamed, if you know what I mean, as such, as long as they could completely, 100% distance themselves from all the state superstructure shite. But my anti-state superstructure part comes into play on grounds of blowing up the whole thing with a UFO disclosure.